What's up, thugs? Happy Memorial Day to everybody who is celebrating. And if you're not, I hope you're enjoying your double pay or your relaxation or your free day off. Hey, that is an exciting thing. We are here to go over the Summer House Martha's Vineyard final recap of thy season. We will not be recapping the show until it comes back. This was the reunion. It was only a one-part reunion. It was definitely an interestingly edited reunion, should I say. But we're here to recap it. James is dealing with some personal matters, so unfortunately he will not make it to this recap. However, as always, check the description of this video. The link to his channel is there for those who like his opinions, want to tap in, who want to subscribe to him. He covers a lot of the shows that I really don't cover. I just like to watch them, but not recap, like Love and Marriage Huntsville, things of that nature. So be sure to tap in with his channel. Let's jump into this Summer House Martha's Vineyard recap. First of all, Andy, why are you hosting this reunion? Why? I don't like when Andy Cohen hosts the reunions of all Black cast. I don't know. I know this is a stretch to say, but I just feel like he, as well as the executives behind NBC Universal, did not believe in Summer House Martha's Vineyard. That's why they didn't get a reunion last season. That's why they only got 8 episodes. And it felt like the reunion this season was rushed and like it was only there because the fans were kind of demanding it. So I don't know, but I think Bravo always underestimates its all Black casted shows. I also think Bravo underestimates just the power of the Black community and what it can bring to, business or to networks. So I didn't understand it. Now, in terms of my best and worst dress at this reunion, I felt like Jordan and Shanice looked a mess. Shanice's hair was okay, but I didn't like her dress. It was very strange. It made her look like a pregnant Cabbage Patch doll. And she's a very fit woman, so that should never happen. That's just not good. And Jordan, it looks like she ripped apart like shiny, I don't even know. Like, y'all know when you decorate like a baby shower, that ribbon that we may hang over the top of something, it looked like shiny, cheap, like ribbon, or like she took like a shiny party sippy tablecloth that you'd have at the cookout in the summer. When you spill Kool-Aid on it and it don't get sticky because whatever material that is just like invincible. I didn't understand what Jordan thought she was wearing. And it was a little bit of nothing. It looked like her own shirt was choking her. And then she had this white fur skirt on that made the bottom of her look like an alpaca trying to escape the polar winter of Russia. I didn't understand at all what the hell Jordan was thinking with that outfit. I didn't understand any of it. I just don't understand Jordan at this time. I really just I truly just don't understand, y'all. I just don't. Anywho, what's good, Naya? I'm happy to see you. Happy Memorial Day. She said, please drag Jordan. It's hard not to. I don't understand why she puts stuff on like that, but then want to cry about her bald head. Your bald head is the least of your problems. She needs to fire her stylist immediately yesterday. It has to happen. But I did feel like the best dress was Bria. She looked beautiful, just all chocolatey, and the makeup was done right, which for chocolate women, I'm a chocolate woman. People are going to do your makeup really good or really bad. There's not really an in-between. In my experience, there's not really an in-between. But I felt like Bria looked good. Her dress was pretty. Everything worked. Nia Green commented to me, she dressed according to how she views herself. She thought she looked like a model, but we saw her as a confused fool. You know what? That's a good way to explain it. That's like poetically shady, and I'm here for it. Because she does view herself as a model, but the rest of us view her as the hot mess. So this is worse. Jordan was the hot mess express. Definitely the worst dress. Definitely. And Bria definitely looked the best, but I'm glad we can agree on that. I don't know. Jordan's outfit just got worse and worse with time. Moving on. So they start this reunion discussing the whole little weird triangle between Alex, Noel, and Summer. A fan asked why Summer told the house that Alex had been inside her, but she didn't tell Noel this, which I found that to be interesting because Noel did ask Summer several times, like, girl, I want to know if you dated him, because if you talk to him or if it's been something deep, I won't talk to him. And Summer was like, no, it's cool. So Noel, kept going. So Summer then tries to lie and say that she did tell Noelle that they had, been intimate together. But it sounds like, and Andy said it too, that all Summer explained was that her and Alex were hanging out, which could mean that you're just hanging out. It doesn't mean that you're just sleeping with someone if you're hanging out with them. So Summer then tries to say that even after Noelle knew that she and Alex had something, Noelle still pursued him. And Noelle was like, yeah, I was flirting, but I didn't really pursue him. Listen, Noelle, it did look like you tried to pursue Alex. He turned it down and you accepted it. And I was glad that you did that. But you and Summer were unusually thirsty towards this man. That is just a man. Okay. They was panting like puppies over that man, like they never seen a man before. My goodness, I don't know if y'all know, but have you looked at the men in the Black community? They are beautiful. You find one good looking one, you'll find 20 others. So for them to be so thirsty and lusting after Alex the way that they were was weird. I felt like they both were, but I felt like Summer was the one who handled it weirdly. Noelle at least tried to acknowledge girl code, so we have to give her credit for that, in my opinion. If y'all feel differently, though, feel free to comment. But they did move on to discuss certain things because they were reading questions, and I actually felt like they picked good questions from the fans that they read. And the next one that we saw was a fan stating, like, why do the ladies act as if Alex is just like confusing when he makes his intentions very clear? Here's the thing, and James feels differently with me on this. Let me see this comment. She said, to claim territory, she was upset that her friend had interest in Alex. Quite literally. But if you don't want your friend talking to Alex, girl, you should, like Noelle said, you should have told her from the jump. She gave her multiple opportunities, multiple opportunities. So, it is what it is. What can you do? What can you do? Summer just handled it all wrong. But a fan asked why the ladies act confused when Alex has made his intentions clear. James is like, no, I know what I'm looking at and all this stuff. Personally, I have felt, and I've said this, I felt like Alex has made his intentions clear to these women. I don't care about, whatever people may think about him, separate opinions of him. That don't matter. When it comes to his interactions with Noelle and with Summer, his intentions was clear. And I think Summer made it weird, and then she won't give him the space to feel uncomfortable and disconnect. It's almost like the only way that her and Alex could not deal with each other and it'd be okay is if she chose it. And I feel like that's the case. I did not like the picture, though, that Summer took of him. People should know you're taking a picture of them, unless you like Mary. Like, I take pictures of my husband all the time. He actually just posted a picture. He's like, what did you take this of me? Like, that's different, okay? We married. I could do that. It's going to go on the wall or in a photo album somewhere. But it doesn't make sense. He's looking at me goofily because he know he going to get me off track when I'm trying to do this doggo recap. I'm calling out Oh So Best for interrupting the recap. Anywho, y'all. But I just feel like if you don't know someone or you're getting to know them, dating them in a new space, make sure they're aware when you're taking pictures of them. That's weird, especially in today's world where a picture can be edited, changed, or meant to send a message. Like, that's weird. That's weird, Summer. So let's see. Naya. Oh, girl, you got fast fingers. She said, yeah, I agree. He moves like a single man who dates occasionally, and Summer could not handle that, basically, if you can't handle a man who's casually dating, promiscuous, doing what he do, then don't date him. Date who you can handle. And I do think that a lot of people do this. All people, this is not something that's specific to gender. People be guilty as hell of dating people that they know are unavailable to them in the way that they want. And then when the person shows them they unavailable, then they panic, they freak out, woe is me, they're a victim. And it's just like, that don't make no sense. This person has shown you from the jump they're unavailable. So you cannot then be upset with them for becoming not available. They told you. So that's just where that is with there. But the updates is that Summer and Noelle are not cool. They cordial. I don't blame her. I think Noelle was turned off of Summer's behavior. I'm the same way. Yo, just because you're going through something in life is not going to give you the right to disrespect me. I don't give a damn how you feel about it. You're not going to disrespect me just because you're having a bad day or your grandma died or whatever the hell. Condolences. I'm sorry, but you're going to treat me right while you go through it. That's just how it should be, y'all. That's just how it should be. Friendly reminder, like the video if you have not already. What? I'm trying to do a recap and you're bothering me right now. I'm going to fight you and I want the people to hear it. I want them to hear it. Mr. Best is bothering me, y'all. He's trying to be quiet, but he's bothering me. Moving on along. Andy moves on to discuss the Natalie situation. And y'all, this is where I was happy as hell. I was happy because Amir, now it's starting to make sense why he did that interview after the reunion was filmed, talking about, I'm not coming back to the show without Natalie. Boy, bye. Nobody cares. You will not be missed, Amir. You just won't. Natalie may not miss you either. She might actually disappear once the show is gone. But they basically they discuss Natalie, and Andy and the fans and the cast insinuates that they don't think that Natalie trusts Amir. And they also feel like it was rude of her to mention how she makes so much more than him. And it wasn't just that. You could have just been like, yeah, well, I make more than him, but it's okay. She made it clear what he does in a month, I do in a what I do in a year, he does that would take him years to do. She says something hella disrespectful. And I'm just like, girl, you don't have to come down on that man like that. Amir's response is the normal cliche, oh, I studied other people who were famous before response. I'm insecure. I'm secure in my relationship and you guys don't understand. Nigga, please. I think that I think for a fact that you were embarrassed by that. But you're so much of a simp that you're not gonna freaking like tell her that what she did was wrong. You can't even tell her that you feel disrespected. Amir, you're the biggest wimp and simp that ever was. If it's got imp at the end of it, is what he is. I can't believe it. You ain't secure. I wish I had like a booing like sound effect, like in real life, just to like boo Amir. It's pathetic. He just didn't handle it right. So Andy moves on and asks who here on the cast thinks that Natalie is right for Amir. Nobody raised their hand. Mind you, they have extended the cast. There are more people. Nobody raised their hand. Everybody could see. A blind person, Stevie Wonder, could see that Natalie is not for Amir, but Amir gonna stick beside her. He gonna stick beside her. Naya says we are over Amir and his light bright girlfriend. If he don't come back, I bet she leaves him. Girl, let him know, Naya. That tell the truth and shame the devil because that is exactly how I feel. Y'all, let me stop playing with the church's money and put it back up. She said we're all over Amir. Agreed. Light bright girlfriend? Nah. And if he doesn't come back, what she say? Homegirl gonna leave him. She gonna leave him. And we gonna get into why and why that's a possibility. So we then learned that he bought a house with Natalie. They say they bought a house together. However, the house is only in Amir's name. As Naya said, she will leave him if he don't come back on this show because she can't. She's not attached to the house, her name. He said he will eventually put her name on the title. He will eventually do that, but you got to pay off the house. Usually do that first. So that's what's gonna happen. And either way, even if it doesn't, Natalie's name is not on the deed, the title. It's on nothing of the home, not the mortgage. She's just in it. Now, Miss, I make more than him by a long shot. I guarantee y'all, after season 2 and them getting renewed for a reunion, Amir's probably catching up, and he will probably soon surpass her if he handles branding right, which I don't think he can. I'll say he can because I don't know if he will surpass her because it doesn't seem like Amir is well received on this show. That's just my personal opinion. It seems, no shade, like the only people who like Amir are people who require SPF 50 in the sun. If y'all get my gist, I'm just saying. I can't stand you, Naya. Naya, you are on time out. Naya Green commented his hopes and dreams are taller than he is. I'm so done. Amir, you giving a bad name to the short dudes. My husband is a short man. He is not like this at all. That's actually what attracted me to him because he's short. And short men, I need y'all to understand it's not your height a lot of the times that turns women off, unless they're like shallow and materialistic. It's the attitude and that complex that comes with it. But the ones that don't have it be wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. But I'm cracking up at that comment, Naya. I'm weak. I cannot. I know Amir gonna find my recap and be reporting my black self to YouTube. She's a hater. Hey, don't hate the player, hate the game, Amir. That's all I'm saying. You played it wrong, player. You played it entirely wrong. But I laughed because nobody takes Amir seriously, obviously, with this relationship. He talks about he has a ring for Natalie, and you could see his face. He was embarrassed. I don't think he expected to have to answer to any of this with a reunion. I don't think he expected Natalie to act the fool that she acted when she came in this house because she's thirsty and wants to be a part of our all black cast. Better not, Bravo. You see, Kim Zolciak didn't work. Learn from it. But I don't know. It's annoying. But he was clearly embarrassed. He claimed he got a ring. Whatever, Amir. We don't even care about the proposal. But I was cracking up because Noel asked why he told Natalie that everybody wanted him when clearly nobody wanted him. Literally last season, that's the whole reason Jordan and Jasmine fell out because Jordan's like, give Amir a chance, and or Jasmine's like, give Amir a chance, and Jordan was like, you no, nobody wants Amir in this house. And it seemed like nobody did either until the show. So he's clearly embarrassed when they said that, and he couldn't really answer for it. Apparently, Shanice at one point was like she wanted to sleep with Amir, but Shanice will sleep with a twig. Shanice will sleep with the pillow that I'm sitting on. Shanice will sleep with my Xbox. Okay. Shanice, it don't take much for Shanice. And I'm not getting at her. I believe women should be able to sleep with who they want to sleep with, just like men can, as long as they are careful. And Shanice ain't pregnant and catching STD, so I'm assuming she's careful. What's wrong with it? Hey, but she says just because I want to sleep with someone doesn't mean I'll act on it. Shanice, just be quiet, girl. You was doing fine until you said that. Just stop. So moving on, y'all. We go to discuss next the raft of summer. How you come on a show called Summer House, your name is Summer, and you mess up this bad. That's the thing. I'm like, it's ironic you share a name with the show and you just was the hot mess express, chugging into disaster. That's what she was doing. So we learn how, as soon as Andy asks how she's doing, she breaks down in tears. It's real melodramatic, y'all. I'm not even trying to be a asshole or nothing, but like I just felt it was melodramatic. Listen, when my friends break down, I'm a pretty understanding person. Hell, I'm practicing to become a therapist, but I listen. I got my limits. That crying was too much, baby. That was dramatic, and I wanted her to immediately cease tears. But turns out all the crying, she says she's better now. But then she says she's not in a good place with Noel, which I'm not surprised about. Your pain does not warrant you the right to disrespect anybody. That's all I have to say about Summer and Noel. But Alex also points this out that her pain does not excuse her behavior. And she seems somewhat receptive to it. She just seems fragile. So Andy moves on to ask why Jordan said that Summer spread the alopecia issue. Okay, Naya's agreeing too. I'm like, okay, please let me know, y'all, if you felt like Summer was just doing the most. I even felt like when she left the show, it was like extra. Like you may as well have just stayed in the bed for 2 days. You like once people called her out for her behavior, she's like, I'm gonna stop drinking, I'm gonna get this together, I'm gonna do this. And then you leave 2 days before it ended. Like that's if you would have left like 5 days before or 2 weeks before, fine, which I know they're only there for 14 days, but like just 2 days before, like, girl, you tried to make your exit dramatic and we just don't care. But Andy then asked Jordan why she said that Summer had spread the alopecia issue all over the house when the house clearly knew about it. And this was what annoyed me. Jordan tried to say that the house did know about it. And Jasmine was like, I cleared that up on Watch What Happens Live. I knew. Jasmine, you speak for yourself. Jordan spoke about having alopecia season one. You have all watched season one. So I know that this being season two, at the time that this was filmed, you people had known that she had alopecia, unless you did not watch your own show. So I call BS. I think the house did know. I think that Jordan gets off easy. I think James is right. She is Giselle. She is Teresa Giudice. She is a Kyle Richards. She is the housewife that is protected, that doesn't need to be protected. That's how I feel about Jordan. And they all have something in common. They give nothing to the show and they hide their own life. So I don't know. But it did annoy me a little bit. Now, Jordan says she's still having issues with her hair and flare ups. So I do wish her the best in that. I'm someone who has alopecia as well. It is difficult. You work through it and you don't cry about it all the time. Buck up, champ. That's what I'll say to Jordan. So we learned that Summer loves Preston and Jordan still to death, but it sounds like her and Jordan are in a tumultuous place. Two people who are damaged being friends is difficult. It's very difficult. Uh, but we do learn she found her father through the website 23andMe. Shout out to 23andMe, y'all. Fun fact, through 23andMe, my mom had did it, and she found out that she had a brother that she had knew nothing about. My grandfather kept it a secret from everyone. Unfortunately, my grandfather wasn't shit, obviously. But shout out to my Uncle Chris. That's how we found him. Now he's one of my favorite uncles. So look at that. It's really connecting people. You got to be careful. I say anybody dating in real time, 23andMe. And make sure you're not marrying your cousin because you never know these days. Um, but good for you. She's not in contact with him. She just wanted to know who he was, and now she knows. So the next thing they move on to in this reunion is we bring up Preston's shade towards Bria, which y'all know I've been passionate about. This is what makes me not like Preston, aside from his hairline and his many hats and his bad eyebrows. I don't like that he acts friendly one moment but talks about Bria. It's almost like he's looking for a reason not to like Bria. It's different from being annoyed with someone from time to time. It's like he's looking for a reason not to like Bria. So he claims that he loves Bria genuinely, but she has him blocked on social media. And, he also says that the things he said about her on Watch What Happens Live that were mean, he was blocked 3 days before that. Why is she blocking you, bro? What are you doing? What I think is happening, if you track the timeline that he explained, the timeline that Preston was on Watch What Happens Live was when episodes were airing where he was just talking crap about Bria, so mean, in the confessionals, getting at her for no reason, just talking down to her, talking to her the way a man should never talk to a woman, gay, straight, or anything in between. Okay? So Preston tried to pull the lawyer thing and divert the, conversation to go elsewhere. But at the end of the day, you've been talking crap about Bria, bro, for no reason. And yeah, she's going to block you when she's watching the episodes back and sees how you really feel about her. So Preston had no argument, but he's a lawyer, so he's still going to try it. And Bria makes a good point. She's like, you've been shading me since season 1. And they go back to the clip from season 1 when Bria first came into the house and he had negative things to say about her for no apparent reason, not knowing her. He's a messy wannabe mean girl. That is Preston. That is Preston. And you got to watch out for lawyers. Lawyers are intelligent. They're taught to literally argue, but in an ethical way and with provoking thought. So they have to be able to take that to them in other places. I know, being trained in psychology now, I analyze things differently and adjust and address people differently because, that's just what I'm trained to do now. So it happens. But I think that Preston is disrespectful. Nia Green says he did. I think she really gets under his skin. And that's okay. But he needs to admit that and stop talking about her the way that he talks about her. Bria can get on your nerves, but to be dragging her and looking for a reason to argue with her and then snapping on her in a way that you would snap on a dude, bro, relax. If you don't like her, just don't talk to her. Don't deal with her. You don't have to. Preston's messy. He's extremely messy. So he then brings up when he realizes he's losing his argument to Bria because he can't stand losing to her for whatever reason. He brings up that he helped her when she had got arrested in an international, she was arrested in the south of France or something. Bria, why are you getting arrested internationally? Bria, calm the hell down. There's no reason you should be getting internationally arrested. But he says that she says Preston treats her like crap once they're on camera, which I believe, and that he has helped her. Then Preston says she never thanked him, which I don't buy. I think Bria did thank him. I think he's trying to paint her as someone shallow and paint himself up. I think that Bria said thank you. I do. He can act like she didn't, but I think that she did say thank you because she seems to have a good relationship with people outside of the show, even though she's annoying. Someone could be annoying, but not a bad person. And I feel like that's where Preston becomes a problem. He's trying to paint Bria as a bad person when she just gets on his nerves the way a yapping chihuahua gets on mine. It is what it is. But moving on, they move on to what Bria said about Simon not being her soulmate. And apparently people think Simon's using her for clout, including Bria's mom, according to Jasmine. I don't think that. I think Simon likes the idea of being on TV, but I get the feeling that Simon enjoys partying more on TV with these young people. He's a multimillionaire. He probably doesn't have the space all the time to act like that. I think Bria and Simon are using each other collectively, though. Obviously, there's no love in this relationship. She's allowing and standing for racism. He's allowing and standing for racism, yet they're just prancing around the world and through Germany like everything's okay. Why would you avoid your soulmate to marry a man who's going to have you live in a country where you're forced to face racial issues and mistreatment constantly? I mean, hell, we got it bad here enough in America. You want to go somewhere it was even worse. I don't understand it, but it is what it is, y'all. Do me a favor, like the video if you have not already. I appreciate you all at the live. Shout out to the replay gang. Those are my people who watch when we're no longer live. I appreciate you guys so much, and you matter too. Comment your opinions. Even when we're not live, I will be responsive to all of y'all. So we move on to Jasmine, who, when I say Jasmine didn't, her season experience was weird. It's very weird. Naya said it couldn't be me, girl. Girl. And Jasmine, they basically asked who was not supportive of her pregnancy. And Jasmine is very quick to point out Jordan. And I didn't even peep this, y'all, and I recapped the show. I did talk about how Jordan seemed jealous in her confessional when Jasmine announced her pregnancy. This girl ain't done nothing to you, really. Has apologized for what you allegedly felt she did to you. Has steered clear of you and respected your boundaries, and you throwing shade because she made nasty comments like, I think this is Silas's first baby. I think. I wish somebody would say that. If I got pregnant by my husband and they're like, I think it's his first child, I'm backhanding you and getting away with it because I'm pregnant. Who are you talking to and about? That's so rude. Speaking of husband, he said talk. Hello, Mr. Oso Best. What's good? We'll be hearing a song by Oso Best at the end of this live, so stay tuned if you want to see what it do. But, you know, she calls out Jordan about the comments she made that were nasty about Silas and the pregnancy. And I think Jasmine has realized that Jordan is jealous of her through watching the season. There's no reason to be throwing shade at somebody when they're not doing nothing to you when they used to be your friend, your best good friend, your road dog. Okay, now suddenly you got all this shade to throw towards her husband. Let me explain something to y'all. When your friends get married, whether you a girl or a boy, the spouse is now more important to you than you. If you can't accept that, if you can't understand it, then just stay friends with single people and have surface friendships. You cannot have friendships with people who don't get that. I don't have friends in my life who don't understand that if my husband's not on board with something, or me and him ain't agreeing on something, then that's going to be figured out first over y'all. They get that. That's my husband. I'm going to pick him first always until I have a kid. Then the kid will come first, then him, then, we'll go on down the little choo-choo train line. But that's how it should be. And Silas is Jasmine's husband. So your friends can reserve an opinion about your marriage because they're your friends. But your friends do not need to publicly share their negative opinions of your marriage or shade you. That's not okay. That ain't cool. You're not about to be talking about my marriage like that. I think I'm not going to let you off. So, it seems like everybody is cool with Silas except for Preston and Jordan. And I find this to be interesting, y'all, because the whole reason Preston's in this group is because of Silas, not even Jasmine. Seems like Preston got cool with Jordan. And because he's cool with Jordan, she don't want him to be cool with Silas or Jasmine, who are the reason his nasty ass has relevance. I'm just saying. I don't like that. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. Let's check in with the comments, you guys. Nia Green said it definitely was jealousy. Like, girl, people evolve and mature. I heard somewhere that Jordan assumed she would be married first. It's all opinions, though. I think that. I agree with that, Nia. And the reason why is because Jordan and Jasmine had expressed in season 1 when talking about Amir, Jasmine was like, I know that Jordan wants these things because we've talked about it. We're good friends. And I believe that they've talked about her wanting a husband and find it forever. And then for Jasmine to find it first, she's probably like, what the hell? So I do agree that it's jealousy, especially when things don't go the way that she expected them to go. But I think it's better to just confront your feelings on things with your friend versus then, talking about her and acting weird. But we know that's not always how things go. But I definitely think there's jealousy there. And it's unfortunate that Jordan is icing out what seems to have been a good friend to her, all because of jealousy. She's her own worst enemy, Miss Jordan. So, and again, her outfit was terrible. So it just made me that much more irritated with everything that she said and did. So they move on. And they asked why the group suddenly iced out Jasmine because none of them could make an explanation. Shanice is like, because they explained the pecking order of, how the invite went. Shanice was like, I didn't want to invite Jasmine because she had beef with everyone. Jasmine didn't have beef with everyone. She was fine with Nick. She was fine with Preston. She was fine with Alex. She had no beef with Bria. She had no beef with Shanice. The only person that Jasmine had beef with when leaving the house last summer was Jordan. So it's baffling. It's absolutely baffling. It doesn't make any sense that they said that. What was the discomfort? Call it what it is. Nobody wants to call out Jordan. I think Jordan got Preston on her side, and I think they were messy and orchestrated. We don't want Jasmine as the matriarch because we all want the chance to be stars, and the show has presented her as the matriarch of the group. I think that's what happened. I think that Preston and Jordan are one and the same. I think they have jealous tendencies. And I don't want anybody coming for me saying, oh, you're just saying that because Preston's gay. My best friend's gay. I don't care. I do not care. I really don't. I don't care who sleeps with who. Whether you gay, straight, bisexual, trans, whatever the hell. The way that Jordan and Preston is moving is with jealousy. It's shady. It's not with intentions that I can trust. It's just not. I don't think they wanted her to leave the show, personally. Naya says Jasmine may not have had the beef, but they might have had it with her and childishly evaded her. That's the beautiful way to explain it, Naya, because that's exactly what happened. That's exactly what happened. Because she keeps saying, can somebody tell me what y'all did to me? That St. Louis coming out of Jasmine. She's starting to show herself, and I like that. Because when she was being too kind to these people, look how they acted. So everybody BS, and I was glad that Jasmine kept her foot on their necks. But Preston tries to say, let's not recreate history. I'm like, and Jasmine says, let's show history for what it actually is. And he had nothing to say. He looked noticeably pissed off. Preston, I'm watching you because Jasmine ain't disrespected you at all. You just don't like when you wrong. And that's why you went off on Bria too. But in this case, she came for your neck. And she didn't let up. She's not Bria. So if y'all peep, go rewatch it. Look at Preston's face. He was pissed when he got checked by Jasmine. He just don't want to look bad. I don't want people like that on this show. If you're only more concerned about how you look versus reason, go away. You must be a criminal defense attorney because you shady as hell. They say they the shadiest. I'm just saying. But yeah, it was a mess. So they move on, y'all, to ask Jordan why Jasmine was not authentic. Because Jordan is claiming that Jasmine's not authentic, and that's what caused the issue with the friendship because she don't understand that her friend changed. She's a wife now, so things change. You can't act a certain way. My friends be like, you used to be extra fun. You don't get drunk with us and stay out till 7 a.m. no more. You're not twerking at the block parties and sideshows no more on the top of cars. I'm married, y'all. If my husband opens Snap or IG and sees one of our mutuals who see my ass on top of somewhere twerking, like, you cannot move the same way that you do when you in a relationship versus when you single. And if you're in the relationship correctly and it's leading to marriage, then your friends may change as they get people. Naya says shady bitches. It's that simple, child. It's that they just shady. Just shady as hell. And not the good shade where you get relief from the hot sun. That nasty humid swamp shade. Don't nobody want that. But it's craziness to me. So I don't know. You can't be that upset, Jordan, just because Jasmine tried to get you to date Amir when you were telling her that you wanted a forever person. And Jasmine explains, and I appreciated this, and I actually related to it a lot because I've gone through this with friends, especially I got married at 19, so I was young and my friends could not understand it. So I've gone through this. And she explains that she has changed and people change from the moment that you meet them to where they're going. She says she's always evolving and she's continuously changing. And some people can accept it and some people are going to have to hop off the ride, and that's okay. And I respected that. She also said that she feels like she's going to need to check Jordan. I appreciated that. She said, where I should have been accountable is checking you from the jump. And even Jordan had to agree. And people would be like, why? Because who the hell are you to comment on my husband and what I'm doing now as a new wife? Stay in your place till you meet. You don't understand it. She should have checked her. She should have. But Jasmine's trying to give her friends a benefit of the doubt. And sometimes you have to be direct with people. And it may upset them, but you have to do that. So I agree. I don't know what's going to happen, but I think Jasmine's pretty dumb with Jordan, especially when she made those comments about her pregnancy. That's a low. This isn't just you saying I have concerns. She doesn't really seem happy. I don't like how Silas talks to her. That's different. You'll always hear that from your friends in relationships, child. But to go and make a joke about him potentially having more children away from her, you're not just insulting her. Now you're insulting Jasmine, and that's not cool. Certain things are off limits, and that was that. So, moving on from these shady heifers, we move on to discuss Nick. Child, I feel like Bravo could have went a little more in depth with this, but for their first reunion, they did okay. Right, that part. Check them one by one, Jasmine. That's right. Remind them, because Preston don't like that. Well, just because we met everybody through you doesn't mean the relationships continue. No, but that shows some damn respect. The show was put together because y'all all know Jasmine or Silas. So the fact that you want to ice them out because y'all is so self-centered and want to have fame and all of that don't make no sense. She did do a little too much, but at the same time, you never know what people's going through. No marriage is perfect, and she didn't deserve to be iced out because she was cooking her man eggs and bacon in the morning. Like y'all are, they was doing too much. And for Jordan to, which I think happened, for Jordan and Preston to be trying to lead people to not like her or ice her out, that's mean. That's mean girl bullying type activity. Why are you trying to ice people out? Just let shit be. That's how I feel. Moving on, y'all. When we move on to discuss Nick, they ask how his behavior has changed. Because you know his behavior was a big discussion of the season because he don't know how to keep his hands to himself. He don't know how to act like he had a girlfriend. He don't know how to behave, which I hate when people say that. You know when you touching a female uncomfortably, because if your female that you actually liked today, because everybody knew Tasia and him wouldn't last. We all knew that. But if he got a female that he actually liked and she's all friendly with other men the way he was friendly with these women, he would have a problem. He would. He would. We know he would. So, you know, Nick says that he doesn't want to see himself so angry when he discusses his behavior. It's like, well, that's not the behavior we wanted to know about. Are you still touching on bitches? Are you still a titty toucher, a booty grabber? That's what we want to know. That's what we want to know, Nick. You're not telling us that part. So he says that his intent is not to touch booty, but you know, everyone calls him out like, okay, if that's not your intent, then why are you doing it? I think with physical activity, it's like difficult. Like if your intent is not to touch someone's booty, you're not going to touch someone's booty. He's making it sound like he has like spasms at the hand that causes him to grab the ass of black women or to hug them close, like in a picture. Like I don't understand it. But he gets upset. He does get upset. He says that he doesn't understand why Bria would say that when he's drunk, it seems like it would be easy to sleep with him if someone was available and wanted to. Nick, it's the truth. And I like Bria for this reason. Big Gemini gang. I'm just celebrating the birthday. So this is why people don't like Geminis, in my opinion, because we do too much sometimes, it's the truth, but we'll also call out people's truth. We'll call out people's truth and stand on it. Everybody could be against it and be mad as hell at us, but we're going to stand on what we feel to be our truth or what we feel to be right. And Bria did not change what she had to say. She said, yes, I do feel that way. And he tried to make it something, you know, that it wasn't. But at the end of the day, Nick, if you don't want to be in situations like this, it's very simple. Don't touch the women that way. You can be playful and have fun with people drunkly, even with some physical touch without it being interpreted wrong. It would not be interpreted wrong if you were not doing something that is wrong. It wouldn't. The other men aren't disagreeing. Even they have said, even the single men, like, what are you doing? This is not okay. This is not okay. So Naya said most men would be sick. Amir is the exception. The fool would just be happy to see his girl getting along with his friend. I like how she brought it back to Amir. I know that Amir makes Naya's front teeth itch. Okay. I know that Amir makes Naya's front teeth itch and her driver foot itch when she's trying to drive. I know that that's what he does for her because she came right back. She said, Amir just want to be liked. He just wants to fit in. Alex said it when they had that little frat night. He's the wannabe frat boy. I said, you know what? You right. That is Amir. That definitely is Amir. Hella funny. Hella funny. But yeah, Nick pretty much accepts what he hears from Bria after so long because he ain't got no choice. She wasn't going to let her foot off his neck, and I'm glad that she didn't. So now we get to the updates. Now I know y'all already know that they're not together, but Nick and Tasia, just for those who did not hear, are not together. I wish I had the sound effects, y'all. So as I grow this channel, I will get sound effects and things like that because I wish I could play like the people laughing in the audience right now because ain't nobody surprised. It's just funny that you feel like we needed that like update. Like I listen, James, who usually co-hosts the show with me, link is in the description of the video for those who want to check out his channel. He don't even believe that Nick and Tasia was really together. So I'm like, okay, all right. We're not surprised. Listen, if I saw my man doing what he was doing on TV, there'd be no more Oh So Best. Not a damn song would come out no more. You're not about to be doing that to me, disrespecting me like this. And then you do it on television and you think you could just say, oh, it's playful. It's playful. The moment those women started to complain about his touchy feelingness is the moment that it becomes a problem. Liz, Naya said, who's surprised? Not me. We knew that wouldn't last. We knew it wouldn't last. If he respected her, he wouldn't have done what he did. None of this would be a problem. It just wouldn't. It also seemed like he was more concerned with how their relationship presented to the world versus how it presented to Nick and Tasia. And I feel like couples that are worried about what everybody thinks, has to match, wants to constantly, do the little photos together, make everything look perfect. Those are the ones you have to watch out for. Focus on you, not the world. That's how I feel personally. But they're not together no more. And they do bring up Natalie. It seems Nick might feel Natalie contributes to them not being together no more because he says that Natalie stated that if Amir was behaving this way and the ladies backed it up, that she would be upset. So Amir, stop trying to defend your messy girlfriend. And they asked Nick's reaction to Natalie's involvement because Amir was working overtime, took him golf in public, privately, had a talk, tried to protect Natalie from the whole situation, called it. He was trying to protect Natalie like no other. But eventually the show will show what really went down. And so Nick seems a little turned off to Nat and Amir now. And he says that Natalie was messy and the whole cast agrees. And Amir looked pissed. I'm like, why are you upset that these people don't like your girlfriend and are calling her what she was, which is messy? They could have been like, we don't like how she does her eyebrows, or she just doesn't seem like that girl to us, or, they didn't say that. They don't like her messiness. They didn't like what she did and she shouldn't have done it. I said this on the recap and James felt a little bit different, but for the most part agreed. Like, as a wife, as a girlfriend, or if you somebody's boyfriend, as a significant other, if you come into a space to meet your loved one's friends, behave. Don't be messy. Why are you in people's business you just meet it? Separately from that, this is their job. So you come into his job making all these mess and you think they're going to want to deal with you? Thirdly, this is an all black show. We don't have very many of these on Bravo. Okay. It took Bravo years to give us something outside of RHOA. Please do not, I'm not trying to be mean, but please do not add this woman here. Please just leave it be the cast. If all the other spouses can be spouses who just come to visit on couples day, then why does Natalie need to be a part of the show? And why do we need to be so concerned for her coming back? It seems extra to me. That's just how I feel. Naya said his sweater sleeves fell off because he was working overtime for. I'm so done with you, Naya. I don't understand why he wore that sweater without anything. Amir, your arms are not, they don't look like they should to have that sweater armless, baby. I don't want you to wear that no more, Amir. Please don't wear that no more. I try not to wear. I did say at the beginning of this live, though, my worst dressed at this reunion was Shanice, Amir, and Jordan. All three of them. I don't know. They either need to fire their stylist or hire one. God help them. Okay. Lord. But yeah, Natalie's involvement is a problem. Amir says Natalie wants to come back to the show and redeem herself, but nobody really seemed open to it. And I have a feeling this is why he's like, if Natalie doesn't come back, I'm not going to be on the show. I think that's why he said that. I feel like Natalie's giving him hell at home. Baby girl, you going to give that man hell at home just for that house to end up in foreclosure because don't nobody want you back. Not the fans, not Amir. Amir does, but nobody really wants you back. And I'm not saying that because I am a black person recapping the all black cast. I don't care. We had Kim Zolciak on Housewives of Atlanta. I don't care about that. And I recap all white cast. I don't care about that. Has nothing to do with race. For me, I just didn't like Natalie, the way that she was messy. It showed that she's just thirsty to be on TV. I think people that are that thirsty to be on TV versus going through the normal audition processes, finding an agent that can help you to find shows that you can audition for. I think that trying to skip steps by dating a man that you're clearly not interested in, who's lame as hell, I don't think that's the right way to do it. So I don't care to see Natalie back for that reason. But that's my opinion. If y'all like Natalie or anybody likes Natalie, comment. Let me know. I'd love to hear like why. I'm curious. I'm genuinely curious. So we gonna move on to the last little scene of the show. This reunion was edited weirdly. I felt like they could have put more effort. You already had them at, watch what happens live. The very least you could do, since you were saving so much money on that, is have the editors like put forth more like effort. They didn't even discuss stuff in the order that it really happened. It was very strange. But they discussed Shanice's issue with Summer about the clothes. They didn't get nowhere with that. Summer was messy. Doesn't seem like she's fully willing to own it. Shanice, for you to suddenly be mad and wanting to have a backbone now, baby girl, I need you to keep that same energy when you're in that house instead of getting drunk and showing your titties and going across slip and slides. Okay? Open your mouth also when you're filming, Shanice, because it's like too little too late to have an attitude over it. And also, the fan question of why Shanice brags about dating rich men who have status, but was crying about having no money for clothes on this show. When I say that comment had me hollering, because they had a point. They said, well, she said, I don't sleep with people for money. If you don't sleep with people for money, why are you bragging about dating men with status and who are rich? What you getting out of it? Bria's got Milo some clothes and easy flights back and forth to America to Germany. What you getting? Hell, Bria got all of y'all $40,000 watches through her man with status. I'm not saying you got to get something from them, but to just be sleeping with people, that seems weird to me. But hey, she's open. I guess she's free. I did feel like this season was decent. I felt like it was better. I just feel like James is correct when he says, James is my co-host who's normally here. I feel like he's correct when he says that they definitely need to like structure some more activities, give them like more things to do, places to go. I know it's limited because they are on Martha's Vineyard, but maybe show them like leaving the vineyard, going somewhere close that's, right off the vineyard or something to do stuff, in a community. Maybe if they're there for 14 days, have them go on like a 3-day cast trip or something. Like there's so much that they can do, I think, to make an already good show better. But season 1, I did not like this show. After season 2, now that we concluded, I enjoyed this show a lot. She said her middle name is Naked. Listen, that girl naked all the time. Do you? But they kind of like, sometimes the way they act, it reminds me of like almost like if the Jersey Shore had like an African American version. They are lighthearted. They are fun. I just feel like giving them more to do or putting them on a trip, letting them get off the vineyard, that could be helpful as well. But that is it, y'all, for this recap of Summer House Martha's Vineyard. We have made it through the season. I appreciate everybody for tuning in and supporting us. We do thank everybody for watching, and we hope that you like the video. It's an easy and free way to support the channel. I am a channel that is growing. I am open to feedback from my audience, from other creators, all of the above. We're constantly trying to make improvements as I grow. I try to improve the software and all that we're doing. So I appreciate everybody who's been here from the beginning or is here now, especially those like Nia Green who engage. It does mean the world. Thug Life, Pimp Sub, Hose Down, you feel me? We are going to get into, because we're at the end of the video, we're going to play a song from Also Best EP titled Last Call, Most Wanted. The EP is called Lisna, which is Swedish for listen. So I'm going to leave you guys with this song called Last Call, Most Wanted. And the next recap I'll have will be for the Showtime show, The Shy. I'm not sure when James from Watch Your Mouth Reviews will be back. He's dealing with a very serious family issue. However, as soon as he's back, he will give an update, and I will let you guys know, because he does recap Love and Marriage Huntsville. Housewives of Dubai is coming as well. So I will give you guys updates on what's going on with Watch Your Mouth Reviews as I get them. I appreciate you all. Let's get into the song. Happy Memorial Day, especially to those who serve. And y'all enjoy your money.
Lisna. 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 Mr. Oh so tender. Ha ha. Mr. Oh so tender. Welcome to that last song. Yeah, another the slap I last it's oh so good. What is HTR for them? PTSD for I stay hating on a nigga, I feel like niggas acting like hoes, fucking dice. Those are steppers in the field that do not care to fight. I'm a fast lane nigga moving speed into the city. If I laugh y'all like I need to go to BMT. It's the last call. Take your shots, speak your cases. One band type. It's now been from my bed. They're all rules to the shit, little biatch. Even if you owe me crumbs, I still treat her like a grip. I ain't one that gets scammed out my chips. But if that lame shit occur, I suggest that you dip. Oh no, I hate to act like I'm immune to law. I know some artists will pimp but the draw. You bitches not safe, hell no man, she knows. Like cut down, yeah, I beat her. That's the last call. I'm the most money, either dead or alive. I'm home money, pay things to my ears. I'm home money, tell her take, no more money. Nigga fake BJ cast no more honor. I ain't seen or heard shit, you know the rules. Even living as a civvy, I keep hush. It's why like a voice says.
Please now.
Just giving me
Give him what? I can hear it.
That's the last call. You say you care, come and show me what it hatching at. Was a wizard till you prove it. Imagine that. They can't lie to them niggas, I ain't having it. Guess I'm a dog in time, I never chased a bitch. Go slow if you tryna be a 3 or 4. But if you down, run from me, go get that dog. Moolah make me gig, come and hit my shit. With a smile as I holler, I'm rich, you yeah. Up from the pay, we cap bitches and heels. Whoops, oh so tender, no pop in the fields. Side shows be lippers, stand back from the wheels. Don't end up smack, stay safe on the real. R.I.P. to thy ones that ain't make it. Shed a tear if you care, do not fake it. Have a nigga told him, boy, that's when they feel the sacred. Keep watching, you know niggas thinking daily. That's the last call. I'm the most money, either dead or alive. I'm home money, pay things to my ears. I'm home money, tell her take, no more money. Nigga fake BJ cast no more honor. I ain't seen or heard shit, you know the rules. Even living as a civvy, I keep hush. It's why like a voice says.
Listen now.